Hello, so this is Kenzo from North Custom. So this is gonna be English because I read a comment on YouTube from David. He's asking, why do certain guitar players feel a need to keep their expensive guitars in mint condition, meaning they will go nuts if they see a scratch or a dent on it. Okay, he has two questions, but I'll answer that one first. Um, the biggest reason is because everybody, if you think about it, pays good money for their guitars. So it doesn't sit too well for the owner that, let's say, he bought a guitar for $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, and it has a dent. Well, it depends. I've seen guitar players, especially my custom guitars, that uh, cost somewhere near that they actually don't care if they have a dent. They actually bought it to play with it. So uh, I think some of my custom owners are the reason why they wanted me to make them a guitar was not just because of the aesthetics, but more of they really wanted a workhorse guitar. So it really depends. But if you're like a collector, well, it really means that you need to keep it mint because the value goes up. You know, like you know, the other brands that are very collectible. So a scratch or a dent, well, I understand, but usually if the owner is a collector and is really careful, usually the scratch or the dent comes from somebody borrowing it. And we all understand that, we all pay good money for our guitars, or in my case, my machines. So this is the same thing. Uh, David's second question was, do you think it's worth spending your money to get each of your guitars set up by a guitar tech once or twice a year? And why? Well, yes, because if you have let's say, you have an entry level guitar or like a high end guitar, maintenance is always gonna be key because a guitar is made out of wood, so it moves wherever it goes because of the humidity. Wood has that effect. So the reason why, okay, let's say you're quite knowledgeable on the setup or something like that. There is still a reason for you to go to a guitar tech or luthier, is because they might see something that you may not see while you're maintaining your guitar. So I once twice a year isn't bad because honestly in the Philippines, every 3 months something happens to a guitar, and I don't know why, because it's very hot and suddenly very cold. So here it's usually, I think the least for one of my clients that comes by is uh, twice in a year. But I have clients that every month they come by. So it really depends, because the reason why you go to a tech or a luthier for a setup is because you need your guitar or bass or any string instrument to be in tip top shape. So when you have like a gig, like a recording, or just for the sake of maintenance, you want it to be in that level so that when you are able to use it, you won't have any problems with it, or like you're comfortable today, then suddenly it feels different. You know what I mean. So I think there's a reason why guitar techs, honestly, they're all different, because there's actually, for me, there is no rule on a basic setup. It really depends on the preference of the owner of the guitar. So I think going to a tech isn't a bad idea, because example, in our case, on our health, going to the doctor like once or twice a year isn't bad because our investment is our health. So if that guitar is like really something we love or we have invested money in it, I think it's not a bad idea to have it maintained by somebody who's a professional. Uh, yeah. I think, David, that answers your question. Take care.